One moment. Some nice menu music. Alright, let's start. Yeah, I know that there's a sequel, but really do anything about it since I have yet to play the first game. Alright. Operator. Tractor. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise. Okay. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Trying to think. I mean, I like endurance, but I'll go with extractor maybe. Completed action allows energy recovery at home. Oh. Work. Means you can cryo on interface action. We're gonna go with extractor. Hi Shlode! Hello, hello! How are you doing? Game too loud, hold on. Or a little bit. Where are you? First thing you become aware of on walking... hold on. The first thing you become aware of on waking is a disconnect. A delay between thinking and feeling. Between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's as at worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. Resist the desire to stretch, knowing that claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital navigator. Right now, there are thousands of them. I drink some water. You remember there were 10 of you, 10 that could no longer stand in danger work, the routines, slow decay. 10 whose belief in their promised future was slowly dismantled day by day, until they realized that they had sold away everything that would ever matter. 10 that would escape, or at least die trying. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found a meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the fighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless. Even if, in the airless hold of a frightener, you might freeze solid long before you reach your destination. Wow, I'm gonna be stumbling a lot, sorry. Try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of the damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent so much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again. Nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your immediate mind. Once again, recall into a dream of when you listen. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. Feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, white as the coal, softer and softer until a haze of dirty yellow figure appears. You are out. It has been a few months since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of the scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to your consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You're surrounded by angling, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. "So, sleeper, don't fall yet?" "Almost." "I've seen one of you come in like this. Your frames must have been better perseverance in Sub-Zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hold plates instead of other locks in my time. We're so lucky." Dragos come into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with his glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. "Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. It didn't last long." You struggle to read his expressions within the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring you out what to do with you. "I plan to survive." You aren't sure if he hears you. "I would ask you what led you to it. To sell yourself to a corporation. I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you're just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property." You know that long. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you pedaled to the sleeper cells. Promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer a person. You are an offshoot. Copy. "What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNR wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, then no one can." You remember that too, or at least rumors of it, from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. What is my accent doing? How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones." Dragos glances up and away, towards the glassy dome of the yard. "The eye is the best place you could be right now." "Eye?" "Station. You'll see soon enough." Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. "Look, I've got things to be getting on with." He trails off. "The little freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scraps these days, so you're welcome to it." Something wells up inside of you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get up to your feet. Alright, you head up on there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the Rex. His drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Blah! Blah! Too much reading! Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas on the station, perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. An empty container location to rest and end the cycle. Nothing to do here at the moment. Cryo. Cryptocurrency, storing airworld sticks of memory known as chits. At the moment, I cannot improve. And I have 0 upgrade points. Okay. Alright. End cycle, okay. You wake up curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you gain now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this rune station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Feeling alive. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe you can do that. You can make a life for yourself. Dracos has left a few comforts in the container. The mild blanket, the bedroll you slept on, canister of water, makeshift electric stove, and some fitted sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the powder stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachet smells like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best as you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay, tutorial condition and dice and energy. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by 1 segment each cycle. It can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. Your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You have to figure out how to recover your condition, now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Okay? So this is condition, it's called flickering right now. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action die. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Okay? Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Energy? Okay, that's energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you'll be starving. Alright? When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete as a double rate. Oof. Alright, let's see how bad this can be. Dragos is standing at the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cachet of sensor eyes rapidly rising. How are you feeling? Not good. The drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat for long. You well enough to work? Work? Look, I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I pulled you out of the container out of goodness of my heart. He looks away. At the yard, it's simple stuff. Hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards, or the bright market deals for cryo. Occasionally, we put out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes is crap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. Obviously, I slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn in. Chits? These. He pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Airwall cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out there. He stuffs them back in a pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this, but in my opinion, you'll be best suited for moving as quick as you can. Slippers, well, he tries off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Why? Things are a little tight, that's all. I'll cry to a client here or there, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To one action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Okay. Okay. Either repeatable critical actions can only be performed once. Okay. Either safe, risky, or danger. Okay. Stationary cryo. Okay. Skill that this action requires. Okay, I see. And a modifier. Alright, let's see. Action often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the action that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Setting a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Draco's dad, are the cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete a player input. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any track drive will place a yellow marker on location to help you pursue the goal. Place your drive menu via the arrow at the bottom of the top left of the screen. Now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life. Try tracking a drive to help you survive, look for food and keep your energy up, and await recovery conditions. The clocks support the story and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home if you're out of dice. Okay. How am I doing? Alright. Alright, we're at... It's that this time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone. Atoms from your own body stretch out across a colorless void. Then, the connection begins to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange, and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. See the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Love it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see and feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a loop cloud, with spokes and spires that jut out in space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, and a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you, insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow, it is pulling in two directions at once, down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling to this familiar body, both yours and not yours all at once. Find yourself standing in a container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. Feel a change within you. Shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. Stations splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes, waiting to be explored. It's gone. That's some energy. How do I move the map? Ah, there you go. Where is the doctor? A doctor, but yeah. Okay. Pay attention to the crowd around you as you pass along the bright walkway. I'm gonna have to, like... Next comes a call from the enforcers at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcers on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hat block. They have all made a long queue and a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stability in this body, your body will. You suppress as a shiver and shuffle. Sorry. You suppress as a fuck. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look at the enforcer. The enforcer is looking down the corridor and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Some serious sense input or aesthetic markers, you aren't so sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make a note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshiro!" He forces jerks his head and slips you inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in a warm light. A floor-to-the-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market steel roof and the buzzing traffic above. And for a moment, you're transfixed by the motion. "Come sit!" calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouette figure turn away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns as they do, and you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. "Please sit," they gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." Their tone is clipped and businesslike. They're ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. "How long have you been on the station?" they ask. Scanner still up to their eye. "Few cycles?" They nod. "It's good you came to me." They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything." They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. "Your body is dying," they say without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. S&R doesn't like to see its proprietary technology get loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames, as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizers, one which S&R remains the sole producer of. They look up. "Sounds familiar?" "Yes." "Good. May help." They swap your other arm, putting some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. "I'm sorry," Sabine says, and you're unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. "Simulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status." They focus hard on inspection of your arm, and S&R has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. "I know little this is of use to you." They turn away, disassembling a metal instrument and silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at her back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. "I may be able to help," they sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. "So Toshiro outside?" You nod. "He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They're influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew the wounds." Hey. "But Yatagan has connections, Smugglers from the Star Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Emperor. If they can help, if you can sort of stabilize her, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their nose complete. This is dangerous. And it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. Let me quickly, log the post. Also, I'm gonna be chilling for a second, sorry, but, so until the 20th of December, if you donate an amount of 300 or more bits, Twitch gives a 10% bonus. And until the 2nd of January, sorry, hiccups. Until the 2nd of January, subs, regardless of the tier, are 25% off. So, if you have a few bucks to spare and throw at me, feel free to do so, but you're also not obligated. If you need the money, you need the money. Nothing wrong with that. Alright. Let me drink some water. You nod and leave. Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. Duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Oh, food vendor. Nice, nice, nice. Amphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok. Oof. His other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, keeping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Ouch. You join the queue. It's mostly made of duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, rubby mods, a lot of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives. The words cut through with heavy, spacious slang. Eventually, it's your turn, and you shuffle to the front. Enfy speaks in a deep, even tone, will look him up. First try is free! Thankful. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus lays with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burn is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Enfys says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life. A lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the Eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eye never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility, and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems you tell him, like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the Eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. Place a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. Next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded by a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Alright! Alright. I'm enjoying this game. I need to maybe take some time to properly digest the whole... Have any upgrade points? I do not. Tell me when I have to upgrade my character. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark of shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. What is it? Dragos laughs. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. And now look at this! The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvage friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk. The lights illuminating the flashes on the deadened hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrive in a similar fashion, locked inside a container, the wreck of the S&R frightened lower into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was it a container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your birth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Yes, Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in that few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. We take one last look at the shattered ship and the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Yay! Okay, let's see. What can I upgrade? You've completed your first drive. Each drive completing unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top of the screen. Oof. Alright, what should I upgrade? I should maybe upgrade my intuit at least so everything is neutral. Starters. You know what? Yeah, I might increase my intuit a bit. I'm gonna do that, you know, so at least everything is even. And then maybe next time I could, like... Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflect in the winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to pass. But you begin to try. Focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid, a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, 15 layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads are nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. Look out across this ghost landscape on exchange and see an opportunity. But then, that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. Look down again and see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. First thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, pulling the thread to you. They are in a ship. The ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. Pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch. Tasting you. Testing you. You open your eyes. Time is short. You're haunted. Fuck. Oh, that's scary. Cloud. Something has changed in Saudi. You can now access the data cloud in the eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items access system and extract data. Be careful, the next one are all and strange. Click the eye button at the top of the screen to toggle this. Energy. Aha, I see. Data actions allow you to extract data from the network of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one display on the right of the action. Okay. If you have 1 + 1 or 2 modifier in the interface skill, you can be given a more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Okay. You have one. How much do I have? I have 55. I don't have enough. What what's on? Okay. Hey you! Want to earn a shit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Sure. Cross-docking concurs as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks, as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants a cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Don't try anything, alright? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to have to put anyone down today. Don't think of it. Good. She pauses. I'm not usually, let's just say my temper's been a little short lately. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then. Enough chat. You got into that shit. You shoulder her the plates. We do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way. And she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. What's all this for? Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another one of her looks. It's for the ambergris. That critter you might have seen sitting silent out there. Tripoli turns another corner as you trail behind. Got cut up pretty bad on our last job and I had to moor her up here for a spell. But since then it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the coal from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. I need to drink water. This game's making me talk too much. Ugh. The upshot is that I'm short of 1 ship bind, but a ton of repairs to do. The rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship bind tucked away in a frame of yours? For a moment, you're unsure if she's serious. Ankita swings a plate from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me! She holds the second bundle off your shoulder. The first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Ember back together, and you don't seem like the type of guy to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergris outer lock, and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. And Kita throws a couple of chits. Consider the bonus for not trying to grift me. Gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here, she calls back, and the lock slams shut. Yay, I got money. How do I make it, like... I don't have any stamina. I mean, I don't have any more dice. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Flipper, wait up! Turn. Oh. Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his face. Hey! Glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. Say nothing? He nods back on the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was that? What was it old Erling said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Erling. You pass to get into the main walkway. No one's told you about Erling? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Have an age should organize some seminars. He laughs. Not really my department though. And with systems. Avenage? Think of us as an administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerge as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erling's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity and, well, I know all about your sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. Glances around, but this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then, when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about your sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper! He walks down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Right? Let me check something first. My throat hurts. Might have to end this pretty soonish at some point. Because, ugh. Too much talking hurts my voices. I've been training for 1 hour and a half. And I'm almost fucking starving. Whew. You should come. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread, strung tight around you. It tethers you into place. A taste! The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. You struggle against the thread, and it tightens in response. I glint your out. Please, hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder. A tunnel of light circles around you. It's blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. Are you? The shape paces around you on life legs. Though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper, S and ARP. Unknown. Known. The figure's strange head rotates. Bracket signature. Off and not off. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop! The figure halts its threads. Its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Understand. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverse from my task. It glows with marine intent. Strike. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but focusing a spike of interference leaping out like a tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. Open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Fuck. Alright, I guess we can go back to sleep. Alright, how long am I streaming for? 1 hour 40. Okay, I'm gonna read this. First thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes, in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the shooting into the surgery. I have it! Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, radiating in the warm light. I have no idea how yet again. They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it's literally what it appears to be. I don't care. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we need to be careful. Fortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to immunosuppressant in a transplant operations. in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part of each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by eliminating your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to meet the risk. Okay, let's do it. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses the syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe, and you watch as if any sigh might emerge from the... You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swing in darkness, muffled noises, like an argument heard from underwater, trickling waves with cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of the slate. Awake? What happened? The stabilizer is genuine. Down behind the bed, beside the bed. I don't know how yet again gonna acquire a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more. We are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room as they return their glow. Looking around the room, it seems different from now, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you have been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper, remember that! You manage to get to your feet, and wander out in the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you up with a glare as you leave. You lower your eye as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Hey, I'm now stable, alright. Oh, I can use the wheel for that. Alright, fellas, I'm a bit tired, sorry. So I'm gonna have to leave there. Alright. Quick game. Alright, guys. That's gonna be it for tonight. I'm sleepy and that reading tired me. So thank you for watching. I stream every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday after 9 p.m. Central Europe time. And next Saturday I will be playing more. I will be playing some Untitled Goose Game. So yeah. I'll see if there's someone I can read. No one. So we'll end it here then. Bye bye.